The crimson scales of Emperor Vorthak gleamed like molten metal in the light of three suns as he surveyed the endless line of tribute bearers. For 5 centuries, beings from across the galaxy had journeyed to his fortress world of Paraxis, offering treasures beyond imagination to appease the most feared dragon in the known universe. Next, his voice rumbled through the vast throne chamber, each word causing lesser beings to tremble. A delegation of crystalline Zeridians stepped forward, their bodies refracting light into brilliant rainbows. They presented a mountain of pure energy crystals, each one worth more than entire star systems. Vorthak's massive head lowered, golden eyes examining the offering with the disinterest of one who had seen everything. Insufficient. Remove it. The Zeridians backed away in terror as massive servo drones swept their fortune into disposal chutes. This had become the pattern. Every tribute, no matter how magnificent, was deemed unworthy by the Dragon Emperor who had grown bored with conventional wealth. Next came the hive mind collectors, offering rare artifacts from dead civilizations. Then the energy beings of Nexus Prime, bearing stars compressed into portable form. World after world, species after species, all met with the same cold dismissal. Kanat watched from the shadows near the chamber's edge, her weathered face creased with worry. As the human representative to the Galactic Tribute Assembly, she had seen this ritual dozens of times. But today felt different. Today, humanity's survival hung in the balance. The dragon's patience with the galaxy's offerings had finally expired. Word had spread that any species failing to present acceptable tribute would face complete annihilation. Earth, with its modest resources and young civilization, had drawn the short straw. "Where are the humans?" Vorthak's voice boomed, causing stalactites to rain from the chamber's ceiling. Kanat stepped forward, her small frame dwarfed by the colossal dragon. Behind her walked a young girl, perhaps 10 years old, clutching something against her chest. "Great Emperor," Kanat began, her voice steady despite the terror coursing through her veins. "Humanity offers its tribute." Vorthak's laugh was like thunder. "And what can your pathetic species possibly offer that countless others have not? Your planet barely qualifies as a Class M world. Your technology is primitive, your resources laughable. We offer something unique, Your Magnificence," Kanat replied, gesturing to the girl beside her. "This is Malice. She represents the orphans of the Terran colony wars." The dragon's eyes narrowed to burning slits. "You dare bring a child as tribute? Even for humans, this is—" "No, Emperor," Kanat interrupted, surprising herself with her boldness. "She brings you something no one else in this galaxy can." Malice stepped forward, her small hands shaking as she held up a piece of paper. It was clearly handmade, rough around the edges with crude drawings in colorful wax crayon. The chamber fell silent. Even the ever-present hum of the fortress's energy cores seemed to fade. "What is this?" Vorthak's voice had lost its threatening edge, replaced by genuine confusion. "It's a thank you card," Malice said in a small but clear voice. "Mama Kanat told me about how you protect the galaxy from the shadow monsters beyond the rim. How you keep us all safe even though it must be very lonely up here in this big castle." The dragon's massive head descended until he was level with the child, his breath hot enough to melt metal. "Continue." Malice unfolded the paper, revealing a crayon drawing of a large red dragon surrounded by smaller figures of various alien species. Above it, in a child's unsteady handwriting, were the words, "Thank you for keeping us safe, Mr. Dragon. You're the best protector ever." "I drew you with all of us," Malice explained, pointing to the stick figures. "Because even though you're really scary, you're like the big brother who scares away all the bullies. And I thought maybe nobody ever said thank you before." Something extraordinary happened then. For the first time in 500 years, Emperor Vorthak was speechless. The assembled tribute bearers held their breath as the dragon's golden eyes studied the simple drawing. His massive claw, capable of crushing starships, reached out with infinite care to accept the paper. "This is—" His voice was barely a whisper. "No one has ever—" Kanat watched in amazement as she saw something impossible. Moisture gathering in the corner of the great dragon's eye. "For centuries," Vorthak said slowly, "I have received tribute. Gold gems, technology, artwork worth more than solar systems, all given in fear, in desperation, in the hope of avoiding my wrath." He looked at the simple card again, but never once has anyone simply said, "Thank you." The dragon carefully set the card on a pedestal beside his throne, treating it as if it were made of the most delicate crystal. You humans, he continued, his voice carrying a warmth that had been absent for centuries. You alone understand something the rest of the galaxy has forgotten. Gratitude. Recognition not just of power, but of sacrifice. Vorthak rose to his full, terrifying height. For 500 years I have protected this galaxy from threats beyond your imagination. The Void Seekers, the Reality Devourers, the Entropy Swarm, all held at bay by my vigilance. And yes, I have been lonely. He looked down at Malice, who stood without fear despite being dwarfed by his immense form. Child of Earth, your tribute is accepted. Moreover, humanity is hereby granted protected status within my domain. Your species has shown me something I thought lost forever, that strength and kindness can coexist. As the other species filed out in stunned silence, their own magnificent treasures suddenly seeming hollow and meaningless, Vorthak made a decision that would reshape galactic politics forever. Kanat of Earth, he rumbled. I name you and your people the official ambassadors of gratitude. Your role will be to teach other species what you have mastered, the art of genuine appreciation. Malice smiled up at the great dragon. Does this mean we're friends now, Mr. Dragon? For the first time in 5 centuries, Emperor Vorthak, terror of the galaxy, keeper of the rim, smiled back. Yes, little one, we are friends. And in that moment, a hand-drawn thank you card became the most valuable treasure in the known universe.